In our last video, I teased that a major announcement was coming soon. Well, guess what? That time is now, and you are not gonna believe how cool it is. In this week's update, we have 3 major announcements. Here's the first one. Picture this. You work for the open innovation arm of a giant appliance company, and then you start to work on an appliance centered around bread. And then the experts who literally wrote the book on bread think your appliance idea is pretty cool. That's right, I am thrilled to announce that FirstBuild is partnering with the King Arthur Baking Company to launch the Sourdough Sidekick. Their R&D specialists ran experiments and tested the Sourdough Sidekick's unique microfeeding approach and offered real-life feedback on the design. We baked all of their feedback into our final product so that you can be confident that the Sourdough Sidekick is going to be a helpful and lasting addition to your kitchen, no matter where you are in your sourdough journey.
Hi, I'm Melanie Wanders, and I'm a member of the research and development team at King Arthur Baking Company. I spent the last 2 years working on our big book of bread, and I took a really deep dive into sourdough. And what I noticed is that having to feed and discard your sourdough daily could be a really big pain point for people. To ensure that your sourdough bread comes out the best, you need to have a really healthy starter, which means that you're feeding it with flour and water every day, and usually discarding some before feeding it again. So if you're like me, life is really busy. There's kids, there's work, and you really don't need one more thing in your day. Usually when you keep your starter at room temperature, you need to feed it at least twice a day. And that's a lot of work in an already busy life. The benefit of having a room temperature starter is that it's already active, and so when you're ready to bake, so is it. When I first heard about the Sourdough Sidekick, I was really skeptical. Can you make excellent sourdough without discarding every day? And guess what? The answer is yes. My role in co-creating the Sourdough Sidekick was actually testing the sourdough. Can we go 7 days without any discard and only using microfeedings and make a really beautiful 100% naturally leavened bread? And the answer is still yes. The thing that excites me the most about the Sourdough Sidekick is that it really makes sourdough accessible to everyone. You can do this even when you have a busy life. Everyone wants to make sourdough for their family and feel good about what they're feeding their family, and this allows you to do it. It's hands-off, you let it know when you want to bake, and it takes care of everything. It was really exciting being part of co-creating the Sourdough Sidekick with FirstBuild. This is our prototype of the Sourdough Sidekick that we've been using in the test kitchen. So the great thing about this Sourdough Sidekick is that I can fill it with flour, fill it with water, let it know when I want to bake, and it takes care of everything else. So I can just go about my day, and it takes care of doing the feedings, and when I'm ready to bake, it has the amount of starter that I need ready to go. So one thing that will be updated is the water reservoir. We realized that it wasn't easy to get out at this angle, and so they've updated it in the newer version. So one other thing that they've changed based on our feedback is the paddle. When the flour was coming down from the hopper here, it was getting caught on the paddle and not making it all the way down into the bottom of the sourdough crock, and so it wasn't getting enough flour in the sourdough itself. So they've redesigned the paddle so as the water and flour go in to create your sourdough, it doesn't get caught on the paddle anymore.
What does launching the Sourdough Sidekick with King Arthur Baking Company mean for you? Well, first of all, you can be confident that all of their expertise is going to be baked into the final product. You'll also be able to get everything you need for your sourdough journey through the crowdfund.
And here's massive announcement number 2. We finally get to tell you where and when. The Sourdough Sidekick will be launching on March 25th on INDIEGOGO, so mark your calendars now. If you're on the Sourdough Sidekick newsletter, we'll email you to let you know when the pre-order window is open. This will be our 7th INDIEGOGO crowdfund, and remember, a crowdfund is where you have the power to launch this thing into production. If it doesn't meet its goal, all backers will be refunded. But if it does, you will have cast the ultimate vote to bring the Sourdough Sidekick to market.
And here is massive announcement number 3, the price. When the Sourdough Sidekick hits retail shelves, we expect MSRP to be about $159. But early backers through the crowdfund can get it for as low as $119. You've followed the Sourdough Sidekick journey through a dozen videos, countless comments, 20,000 of you even took our surveys, and we heard you loud and clear. Sourdough, amazing. Remembering to feed the darn thing, not so much. It is all up to you, sourdough enthusiasts. Set your calendars for March 25th, and let's see if we can bring this to life together.